And welcome back here to the Reich Center as we get set for this tip-off between the Polar Bears of Ohio Northern and your Otterbein Cardinals. Josh Overholser here alongside David Kinder as we get set for this OAC matchup. Tip-off just moments away, so we'll go ahead and get you right set with starters.
For your visitors from Ohio Northern, the Polar Bears, number 20 will be Dominic Royal, the junior forward from Pickerington Central High School. Brandon Rushton will wear number 14. He's the junior guard from Reynoldsburg High School. Number 24, Taylor Kuhlman, senior guard from Ottawa. Number 30, Jared Hortzman's the junior guard from Fort Jennings High School. And Lucas Pennington is the sophomore forward. He'll wear number 32, and he's from Evergreen High School. And now to Josh for the home team Cardinals.
Thanks, David. And of course, the Polar Bears entering tonight's game 8-11 overall, 4-8 in Ohio Athletic Conference play. For the Otterbein Cardinals, we have a sophomore guard, 6 foot tall, out of Powell Olentangy Liberty High School, number 1, Andy Isrambeck. A 6 foot 4-inch junior guard out of Astoria, number 12, Colin Eccleberry. A 6'3" freshman guard out of Powell Olentangy Liberty, number 22, the freshman transfer we talked about in the pregame, Jake Bischoff. A 6 foot 6-inch junior forward out of Lucky Eastwood High School, number 23, John Jurgens. And a 6'5" senior forward out of Plain City, Jonathan Alder, number 52, Zach Baconhaster. The Cardinals are coached by first-year head coach Todd Adrian, and they are 7-12 on the season, 4-8 in the Ohio Athletic Conference. So, as we said, this is a big game right here. Otterbein, they got a win against Muskingum to snap a 7-game losing streak. Then they come back home and get a huge win over Marietta, the number 1 team in the league. After that, they lost to Walden Wallace, but chance to get back on track here tonight. And as we said, Ohio Northern, Otterbein, and Heidelberg are all tied for 7th place in the Ohio Athletic Conference. The top 8 make the OAC tournament, making these games where you have matchups with Ohio Northern and teams like Heidelberg that much more important.
Yeah, certainly. You look at the records and you might want to pass on this one, just seeing 2 teams that combined don't even have 21s total, but definitely a crucial game here for both of these teams, trying to get into that OAC tournament down the stretch here. It'll be interesting to see the kind of offense Coach Adrian comes out with here. I'd like to see him come out with an aggressive attack, try to hoist up the 3-pointers like they did against Marietta to come away with that upset victory. In that one, they were able to knock down 9 of them. The freshman Bischoff was able to come away with half a dozen himself. So it'd be nice to see if the Cardinals could get going early from behind that 3-point line.
Yeah, Bischoff, of course, with 26 points in the win over Marietta. Incredible 3-point shooting night, and they can certainly use some hot shooting from him here tonight as well. We get set for tip-off. Otterbein, of course, in their home tan with red trim, and Ohio Northern in their black with orange numerals and orange trim as we get set for play here. Baconhaster doing the tip-off duties for Otterbein tonight. Usually that's Max Van Meter, but Max not in the starting lineup here tonight, and as Otterbein gets the tip, controlled by Yasrambeck, and now over on the wing, that's Colin Eccleberry here, as we're seeing a man-to-man defense to start things off here from the Polar Bears. There's Yasrambeck. Yes, he loses control there, but regathers. And now it's going to be stolen away. Nice job by the Polar Bears. That's Brandon Rushton. He's their guy you have to look out for with the ball right now. Their leading scorer, 15.1 points per game. Good rebounding there by Zach Baconhaster.
Yeah, turnover's really been a problem for the Cardinals. We see it on that first possession. They're averaging 16.2 this year compared to just 12 for their opponents. They're going to have to cut them down if they want to have a chance here.
Of course, the Lady Cardinals also in action tonight up in Ada against the Polar Bears. Lady Cardinals on a 10-game winning streak. Their last loss was actually against Ohio Northern, as that Jake Bischoff drive is no good. A nice hustle by Baconhaster. It'll be out of bounds anyways. And Ohio Northern will take possession here, still in a scoreless game. But the Lady Cardinals, 10-game win streak, their last loss came to the Polar Bears of Ohio Northern, and they haven't lost since. That was a big loss here at home, 71-43. Ohio Northern obviously ranked nationally 12-0 in the Ohio Athletic Conference on the women's side. Only 1 loss overall on the season, so that'll be a tough matchup for the Lady Cards tonight. Be a big win if they could get it, as that shot goes up and in for Royal.
Yeah, important for the bigs, for Otterbein, to maintain their ground down low. Don't allow anyone for easy drives like that and go up for the layup. Otterbein seems to have a slight advantage in the height department here in this game. Important that they use that to their advantage and keep them out of the post.
Eccleberry double teamed, trying to get it to Baconhaster, almost a 5-second call, but able to get rid of it to Bischoff there. Yasrambeck on that far wing can't do much with it. 10 on the shot clock here for the Cardinals. Can Bake go up strong? He can, and he draws the foul. Does not get the shot there, obviously, but Nice job to draw the foul, and he'll head to the free throw line with a chance to tie this game up at 2 points apiece.
On the year, Zach Baconhaster shooting 65% from the charity stripe.
Foul's going to be on Lucas Pennington, the sophomore out of Evergreen. His first, team's first, as Bake can't get the first one to go. Second one is good, though, from Baconhaster. Gets the Cardinals on the board here with 8:15 remaining in the opening half of play. Nice drive to the bucket there, but cut off by Jake Bischoff. But a nice handoff to Royal, but he can't finish there, David.
Yeah, good job there. Otterbein, a very strong rebounding team, able to come away with that one. And they drive the lane there before missing one of their own. Can't come away with the rebound there as the Polar Bears advance down the court.
Yeah, those are shots you have to make right there if you're Zach Baconhaster. I'm sure you'd like to have that one back. As the Polar Bears reset, three-point opportunity, and it's good there from Lucas Pennington. He's a 41% three-point shooter on the season. He's not a guy you want to leave open from behind the arc if you're the Otterbein Cardinals now as they trail 5-1.
Definitely not, and you're going to see the Polar Bears hoist up a lot of three-pointers in this game.
Yzrombeck there had an open look at a three, but he decided not to take it. Yzrombeck can also shoot the three ball. He's cooled off a bit lately. He was a little hotter behind the arc earlier in the season there. Oh, what a great defensive play right there by the Polar Bears, getting that one out of bounds off of John Jurgens. Nice job by Brandon Rushton as we see Max Van Meter now check into the game, as well as Tommy Waterwas. We'll see Zach Baconhaster and the freshman Jake Bischoff get a rest.
We've seen 2 possessions out of the Cardinals with poor ball handling as we get some officials' whistles down low. Last time the Cardinals took the court, they had 20 turnovers against Baldwin Wallace, and that really was a key contributor to them ending up losing that game, breaking their 2-game winning streak. It's important that they keep the ball in their own possession this one and don't make sloppy passes like we've seen so far in the first 3 minutes of this game.
C.J. Julian also checked in there during that last stoppage of play. Here's Brandon Rushton for the Polar Bears. Another open look, and he drains it again. So the Cardinals don't learn their lesson there as Lucas Pennington connects on back-to-back threes as the Polar Bears take an 8-1 lead here. And Coach Todd Adrian says, that's enough, boys. Let's get in here and let's get it drawn up and get back on track.
Yeah, definitely not a guy you want to leave out is Pennington. He shooting 41% on the year, 39 of 95. One of the top scorers from beyond the arc in the OAC. Not someone you want to leave wide open out there, but the Cardinals do it on back-to-back possessions. He's able to kill him with it. When Otterbein played against Marietta earlier this year, they really were able to hold the Pioneers with good defense outside the perimeter, getting their hands up and forcing them a lot of bad three-point shots, and it caused them to shoot under 20% in the game. They attempted over 20 shots from behind the arc. Otterbein, important that they try to do a similar defense here to keep them from shooting the long-range shots.
Yeah, Pennington also very strong just from the field in general, 43% shooting from the field as it looks like we're going to have a full court press situation here coming from the Polar Bears out of this timeout. It's shaping up to be a 1-2-2 here. Let's see if the Cards can break it. Van Meter with the inbound pass. Julian trying to get trapped in that double team. Dangerous pass, but Max Van Meter is able to get there. Here's Yzrombeck as Polar Bears stick to their man-to-man defense here. Yzrombeck, there's Waterwash now. Van Meter, is he going to try to make a post move down low? Double team, no, he's going to kick it out, but right back to him. What a great look there. In by Yzrombeck and a nice finish from Van Meter.
Yeah, good job by the guard there, able to find Van Meter down low in the post after he kicked it out to him. That's definitely his best skill set, finding the men down in the post for the easy assist.
So 8-3 now your score. Polar Bears still on top by 5. Jared Horseman, he averages over 10 points per game. Shot's going to be waved off. We're going to have a foul away from the basketball here. And that'll be on C.J. Julian as he picks up his first foul and the first foul for the Otterbein Cardinals in the half as Bischoff comes back in for Julian.
Pennington, the one who's killed the Cardinals on back-to-back possessions, like to see him try to double team him because the last time these two teams played, he had 23 points, a game high. Really hurt the Cardinals even though they were able to come away with the victory.
Here's the guy with 6 points and 2 threes. Doesn't shoot, but Rushton's going to dribble drive, and that one is no good. Cardinals going to come away with it. Brandon Rushton still yet to score. Waterwash, that'll be a long 2. Foot was on the line, but couldn't get the shot to go. Otterbein struggling shooting the ball thus far, and that was just way too easy right there as he split right through 4 Otterbein defenders. Fortunately for the Cardinals, Taylor Kuhlman was unable to get the shot to drop. Long 3 from Bischoff, but it's no good. Those were the shots that he made against Marietta in the Cardinals win, but not getting that one to fall there. Brandon Rushton might have walked there, no call, and the shot's no good anyway. And we got an over the back going in the favor of the Cardinals.
Important for the youngster, Bischoff. I know he had a great game against Marietta, but he shot that one a little too quick and from a little too far away. Having 6 3-point field goals in his last home game, he's got to feel a little confidence in that, but they need to try to set up a better play down low, work the post a little more in the early frames of this game, try to come away with the easier baskets before they go to the desperation long threes.
Yeah, that one was almost NBA range right there. Van Meter trapped as the Polar Bears continue to try to trap on the sides and force Otterbein away from the center of the court here. That eats up a little bit of the shot clock as well, as Otterbein now only has 15 seconds to shoot once they finally get down and have time to set up the offense. What a strong play from Jurgens. Boy, his play's really impressed me here in the last few weeks. Didn't get a ton of playing time last season. Earlier in the season, Coach Adrian didn't go with him as much either, but here in these last few games, David, he's really stepped it up for the Cards.
Definitely has, working from down low. He's up to averaging almost 6 points a game now for the Cardinals.
And another 3-point shot from the Polar Bears. This time it's going to come from number 33, Adam Pear. He's 35% from behind the arc on the season. Makes it a 6-point lead. As we're going to have a hand check there on Yasrambek because he tried to bring it across the stripe.
Ohio Northern foul 14, Brandon Rushton.
And that'll be on Brandon Rushton.
Seen a lot of physical play. I don't know if you've noticed it too, Josh. A lot of things the refs seem to have allowed slide when working down in the post. A lot of arms and pushing seem to be not called so far by the Zebras in this one. They finally get him there, and Otterbein will take the foul.
All right, well, you know, as we've said, this is a big game for both teams. They're both playing hard and physical. Not a lot of shots dropping. We'll see what this one does for Eckleberry. No good. As the Cardinals just are not getting the shots to fall here. 2 for 7 shooting on the night. Now 0 for 2 from behind the arc. Polar Bears having much better luck. They're 3 for 3 from three-point land, and with that shot right there, they're 50%, 5 for 10 from the floor.
It's not exactly a do-or-die game for either team. There's still some games left to be played, but it is a very meaningful game for both these teams if they want to advance into the OAC tournament, which obviously both of them want to do.
What a ball fake from Bischoff. Unfortunately, Jurgens couldn't get the shot to go right there, but still a nice ball fake and a nice pass down low. Jurgens trying to draw the foul, but just kind of throws it out of bounds. No foul call, but the Cards will have it out of bounds here as we're going to have a substitution for the Polar Bears as Jordan Martin, the sophomore, out of Gahanna Lincoln, will check in. Tommy Waterwash needs to hurry. There we go. Jake Bischoff, the outlet man, will set up the offense. 20 seconds on the shot clock here, folks. 13-5 your score. 14 minutes remaining here in the opening half of play. Bischoff, Waterwash, open 3, that's his shot right there, and he drains it. What a shot from Waterwash. Top of the key for 3, that's where he likes to shoot them. And he got that one to fall right there.
Now, Waterwash not really known as a three-point shooter, but it's clutch for the Cardinals for him to be able to come up with those shots today.
Well, see, now David, you say that, and you're be very much accurate this season here, as he hasn't really gotten the opportunity to shoot many 3 balls. Last season, that was his bread and butter. Coach Reynolds used him in more of that 3-point shooting role, but we haven't seen that much from him so far this season, but we'll see what we can do here going down the stretch as Waterwash gets almost a fadeaway jumper to go. Didn't quite have his feet set there. Northern comes away with it.
We've seen a lot of players change their roles from that Reynolds system of offense to the Adrian one here in 2013.
And another 3 from the Polar Bears as Rushton gets that one to drop, as they have not missed a 3 yet. 4 for 4 on the night from behind the arc as the Polar Bears have a 10-point lead now. Tommy Waterwash down to Van Meter. Working hard up against Horseman. And nice hustle there by the Polar Bears trying to save. It's going to be out of bounds off of Isaiah Rue, but you have to applaud the hustle there as we see subs now for the Polar Bears, as both Dominic Royal as well as Jason Fakosh, the senior out of Eastwood, will check back into the ball game. Waterwash will be the man to take it out of bounds for the Cards here. Nice inbound to Eckleberry. Tommy going to pop another 3, but if that one rattles out, I tell you, the Cardinals aren't missing by much, David. The shots are right there. They're just not finding the bottom of the net here.
Yeah, iron unkind for the Cardinals on the past few possessions, just rattling in and out. Shots that seem to be going down for the Polar Bears every time they go down the court.
4 for 4 from three-point land, 7 for 12 from the floor for Ohio Northern. Working down on Eckleberry there. Shot does not fall for Royal. It'll be out of bounds off of Martin as the Cards take possession off the turnover.
Otterbein substitution 1.
Rombeck's going to come into the game now for Otterbein as he's going to replace Colin Eckleberry. Full court pressure here still from the Polar Bears. It's going to get into Jason Davis. First time we've seen him here in the ball game tonight for Otterbein. And he will be the point man as well. Outlet to Rombeck. Nice dribble drive, but his jump stop did not come down at the same time. Oh, I thought they were going to say travel there on Otterbein, but fortunate call there for the Cards. It's going to be a foul. We're going to get Jordan Martin there. I thought they were going to call a travel. At the jump stop, the feet have to land at the same time, and they did not. It works out for Otterbein anyhow. And they buzzed the horn, but they had already given the ball to Rombeck, so sub will have to wait here. Tell you, our buddy Brent Ford, he doesn't mess up very often, but every now and then, you know, he's human, right?
Yeah, not too bad. He runs the scoreboard pretty well.
Second game on the clock here for Otterbein as that one's thrown away. I had to give Brent a hard time after the last game. He was not getting the player fouls up there. It was his first game. He was trying to get everything figured out, and he couldn't get the score and the fouls and all that, as well as the player fouls up there. I'm sitting up here in the broadcast booth, and you know, sometimes if there's two players that look like they're in the same area, you're not sure who it's on. Well, you can't hear the PA announcer when we have the headsets on. You can't always see the official's hands from this far away, so I look up at the scoreboard. But so I was giving him a hard time. But tonight, I got to give Brent credit. Doing a good job. He has it up there for us.
It's certainly a tough job. A lot to do at once.
Davis for three. Gets it to go from the far side corner. Big shot right there for the Cardinals to stop that drought.
Just the 5th three-point goal all year for number 2, Jason Davis. Big goal for him here, stepping up, making that clutch shot for the Cardinals.
That'll make it 18-11 as the shot is going to get the friendly roll from the rim to the right here for Royal.
Seems the Polar Bears are getting those kind rolls that the Cardinals just aren't every time down the court.
Yeah, Otterbein shooting just 4 for 13 from the floor. Ohio Northern shooting 57%, 8 for 14 here so far as it's a 20-11 game. Oh, nice no-look pass. Bacon-Haster can't finish, but he'll draw the foul. But what a pass there from Andy Rombeck, David.
Very good. Definitely one of his strong suits, as we mentioned. He's very good at finding those open lanes down low, getting it to the big men, and if they can't make the basket, at least put them in a position to get hacked and go to the line to try to make two the easy way.
First one's up, and again, short for Bacon-Hasters. He's now 1 for 3 on the night from the free throw line. Subs as Rushton comes back in for the Polar Bears, as does number 24, Taylor Kuhlman. Bacon-Haster will have one more here to try to make it an 8-point game. And cannot get that one to go, so a little uncharacteristic from the stripe here for Bacon-Haster in the early going, just 1 for 4. Polar Bears trying to pressure. Oh, no call there. You think it had to be either a charge or a block or something, but they let him play. 3-point shot, no good, and Waterwash comes down with the ball.
Definitely have to call something for the officials there. Appeared to have his feet set. I thought should have been a charge. If not that, a blocking had to have been something.
No call, though, as sometimes if you're in doubt, you don't call anything, and that's what the officials did. Rombeck couldn't get that one to go. And the Polar Bears back in position. There's Rushton, and finally, Ohio Northern's going to miss a 3-point shot. Their first miss from 3-point land of the night, I do believe. Now that's their second miss, correction. They're now 4 for 6 from 3-point land.
See the Cards come away with the rebound after that 3-point attempt. Big advantage to the Cards. They're second in the conference in rebounding. Zach Bacon-Haster's 4th in the conference. Van Meter comes in at 5th when he comes off the bench. They definitely have the advantage there, and it'll be important if they can come away with those loose balls, especially on the offensive end, like we saw just a little bit ago, but convert on the second chance opportunities for the Cardinals.
Update from Ada, Ohio, as the Lady Cardinals are taking on the Lady Polar Bears up there. The 6th-ranked team in the country are the Lady Polar Bears, and we have a tie ball game right now, 15-15, as too strong off the glass right there for John Juergens. Bounces just aren't going the Cardinals' way here so far in the early going, but again, a big game, though, up in Ada. I can't stress that enough, as Otterbein sitting in a tie for second place in the OAC right now. Lady Polar Bears number 1. That'd be a huge win. The Cardinals can pull off the upset of the number 6 team in the country. 3-point shot. Oh, no, yeah, 3-point shot. They almost ruled that a 2, but 3 for Pennington, as he now has 3 threes on the night.
Nothing you can really do. It wasn't terrible defense by the Cardinals.
No.
They forced him in the corner, had their hands up, jumped, and he just fired and went through the hoop. Nothing you can really do. Fine defense all around by the Cardinals. Sometimes you just get lucky on shots like that.
Water Wash gets the friendly roll there for the Cardinals as he now has 5 points on the night. But Pennington, though, he's yet to miss. 4 for 4 from the floor, 3 for 3 from three-point land, 11 of the 23 points for the Polar Bears. Pennington only averages 10.7. He's already got that, and we've only played 10 minutes.
Must be something about playing the Cardinals for Pennington, as we said. Came away with 22 points last time he was playing Otterbein.
And one opportunity right there, and none other than Lucas Pennington again getting the bucket. Foul's going to be on Colin Eccleberry as he's going to pick up his first team second here of the evening. So Pennington will head to the stripe.
Definitely not the guy you want on the line for the Cardinals. Shooting 87% from the charity stripe this year is number 32 in the orange and black.
Van Meter's going to check back in for John Jurgens here. Not the start to this game you like to have if you're the Otterbein Cardinals, down 12 here. Only 11 minutes in. Three-point play is good as Pennington continues his good night here so far in the first half against these Otterbein Cardinals, and the Polar Bears also continue that full court press as they go into a trap. Cardinals able to break it. Here he goes, Max Van Meter. Oh, he had Max wide open. Not sure why Tommy took that one.
Yeah,
I know he was open.
Must have not seen him or just had faith in the shot, but they definitely had the 2-on-1 numbers. Couldn't get it down to Van Meter down low, took the shot, no good. Not sure if he just didn't see him or had faith in the shot, but either way, no good.
Yeah, Tommy has connected on a couple of big shots tonight, but still, when you have Max wide open on that left block, I think he's the guy you got to go to there, and the Cardinals come away with no points. Foul is on the floor as Kuhlman was driving there, so the Polar Bears will have it out of bounds as it's going to be on Yazrambek. His first team's third foul now tonight. Polar Bears, meanwhile, with 5 team fouls here as Derek Dickey will see his first playing time tonight for the Cardinals.
Another game the Cardinal faithful should be keeping their eye on. Heidelberg beating John Carroll 33-22. I mentioned that because that's the team Otterbein's tied with in the OAC right now for 7th place.
And I don't know how they left him open right there, but Pennington was. Fortunately for the Cards, he missed it. Otterbein saying it should be their basketball, but the Polar Bears will have it anyway. Horseman trying to get it in. That's almost 5, but they do finally get it into Rushton, the outlet man, back near midcourt. Polar Bears did get a fresh shot clock, so plenty of time to shoot. 25 remaining. What a jumper there by Rushton. Wow. He has 15.1 points per game for a reason. And that was a great shot right there. Bischoff, the freshman transfer student. Otterbein, of course, just picking up another transfer student as well in Marshall Crum. He is not expected to play tonight. However, he is dressed, so we won't rule it out. As Van Meter is going to be fouled by his matching number, Lucas Pennington, as he now has 2 fouls. So if you're Otterbein, that's a guy you want to try to get in foul trouble right now, as he has done the bulk of the scoring with 14 points for the Polar Bears, as Max gets his first one to fall.
Van Meter shooting 72% from the free throw line this year. The Cardinals seem like they were a strong free throw shooting team in the early part of the year, have sort of dipped off. They're now under 70% on the year from the charity stripe. Those are easy points you don't want to give up. Coach Adrian has to be pretty upset with that, drilling his boys in that in practice. Definitely like to see them convert on the easy shots on this one. When you, every point you can get is crucial.
And Max converts on that one, putting Otterbein as a team 3 for 6 from the stripe here on the night, as the Cardinals now trail 28-15. Otterbein now going into a full court press of their own. Polar Bears able to get it in bounds, and now they'll back it off as Yazrambek will pick up Rushton. Man-to-man defense here from the Cardinals. Rushton content to take his time here and try to let the play develop as Coach Kevin Byrne yelling out directions to his team, trying to get them to move, get the play going, and now they finally do, but miscommunication there as it goes out of bounds off of the hands of Kyle Rentmore. Keeping with the pressure are the Polar Bears. Bischoff will be the man to run the point. Nice outlet up the court. Derek Dickey screaming for it. The pass came a little too late, though. He could have had an open look at a 3 there, David, but pass not soon enough. There's Yazrambek, top of the key. got to applaud the way the Polar Bears are playing defense on their defenders, or on their offensive players, rather, like Wu so far here. Single digits to shoot, 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Open look for Echoberry, nice.
Good job, Cardinals, using every second on the shot clock pretty much that they had, working the ball around that perimeter, finally finding Echoberry at the top of the perimeter, who's able to send it home. Good ball movement all around by the Cardinals there.
Oh, what a ball fake right there, shaking off Jake Bischoff, as we'll get the easy bucket right there, wide open for Dominic Royal. 30-18, it's a 12-point lead here for the Polar Bears, 6.5 minutes remaining in this opening half of play here tonight in the Reich Center. Bischoff, no look, pass to Van Meter with the reverse.
What a beautiful move, drives the lane, goes behind his back before dishing it off to his teammate down low. Just a beautiful pass down low, able to come away with those easy points under the bucket. That's what you want if you're the Cardinals. Try to work it down as close as you can to the basket for the easy layups.
That was Purdy. Trying to match down low. No outlet instead. Open look at a three. They like to make those, but that one's too strong. Colin Echoberry there for the Cards on the rebound. 10-point game here, 30-20, under 6 minutes to play here. First half, Reich Center. There's Max Van Meter going to find Andy Azrombeck. And that's got to be a foul, and we get the blocking call right there finally. On number 33, Adam Pear is going to be his second, team seventh. So Otterbein now will be shooting the 1-and-1 for the remaining 5:46 of the half. Bacon Haster and Waterwash going to check in for the Cardinals. And we're going to have number 2, Isaiah Rue, as well as number 30, Jared Horseman, check in here for the Polar Bears. 1-on-1 opportunity here for the Cards. It's going to be big if they can take advantage of that here. Free throws can be very big. 5:46 remaining here. Drains the first to earn a second.
Very clutch shot there by number 1, Andy Yazembrock, shooting 78% from the line this year.
Second one good as well. If they give you chances on the fouls, you have to take advantage, and Azrombeck doing so right there. Only 3 team fouls for the Cardinals, so not in danger of sending the Polar Bears to the line for 1-and-1 here in the first half as of yet. 8-point lead for Ohio Northern. Open look, that'll be a long 2. And he drains it as Dominic Royal's having a good night so far. That's his 8th point as he's 4 of 6 from the floor.
Polar Bears now shooting 55% from the field compared to just 35 for Otterbein.
Another open look for Echoberry. He made one last time, but he can't answer with that one. And a quick foul going the other way, maybe in frustration right there, as Echoberry will pick that one up. And that is going to be his second.
Foul 12, Colin Echoberry, his second, team's 4th.
Update from Ada, 23-20 now as the Polar Bears pull ahead of Otterbein. 5:16 remaining in the first half there, so Lady Cardinals still in it. Just down by a 3 right now. Back here in the Reich though, 10-point game. Otterbein down, 5:13 remaining in this opening half. Both teams tied for 7th place in the Ohio Athletic Conference. 4-8 OAC records. Cardinals have won 2 of their last 3. Polar Bears have lost 5 of their last 6, but both of them have had upset wins in that stretch, with Otterbein knocking off Marietta and a big win for the Polar Bears recently against Baldwin Wallace. Baldwin Wallace, of course, a team that just knocked off Otterbein.
That's right. In that game, Van Meter was the leading scorer for the Cards. He came away with 16 in that game against Baldwin Wallace where they couldn't get it done. The Polar Bears came away with their upset victory.
Azrombeck gets the bucket to go there, makes it a 10-point game yet again for the Cardinals. There's going to be Jared Horseman letting it there. Now back to number 10. And I tell you what, Royal, he is just not missing much tonight. He doesn't have a lot of space to shoot, but he's shown that he hasn't needed much space to get those shots to fall.
6 points now for him, and you can't really blame the Cardinal defense on that one. Like you said, hasn't had a whole lot of room to shoot. There just seemed to fall for him. A beautiful stroke he has with that jump shot from about mid-range.
It's going to be Azrombeck with a nice drive. Dickey, though, he can't handle it. Those are mistakes you can't have as he lost control there and will go out of bounds.
Turnovers again plaguing this Cardinal team as they have all year long, averaging almost 5 more than their opposition have this entire season. It really has been a problem for the Cardinals, and you could say it's what cost them the game last time they took the court, turning the ball over 20 times to Baldwin Wallace.
talked about the Cardinals' victory over Marietta, a 72-62 win. 26 points from freshman Bischoff. The Polar Bears knocked off Walden Wallace recently, 63-47. And Dominic Royal led Ohio Northern with 14 points in that win, and Royal now with 12 points here tonight for the Polar Bears. There's going to be Rushton. Jumper from the free throw line, that one's strong. Rebound goes to the Cardinals. They trail by 12. 3.5 minutes left here, first half. Derek Dickey. A fine water wash to an open Jake Bischoff. Nails it.
That's the spark plug we were talking about. The transfer from Concord University, just his fourth game starting as a Cardinal, and that's exactly what the Cardinals need out of him. He's a strong three-point shooter. That makes almost a 50% shooter on the year from behind the arc. He's the spark plug this team needs. Whenever they're down, he can come in and light them up for those long-range three-pointers. Just what the Cardinals needed here going into halftime, or right before halftime, heading into this timeout.
Timeout on the floor. It's a 9-point game now, 36-27. Keeping tabs in the game up in Ada. Otterbein now down by 4 in that contest in the ladies' game. Down 26-22 with 2:27 remaining. Chelsea Reed has 6 points going for the Cardinals. Tabitha Piper also with 6. All other scores with 2 points as Cannon, Miller, Snedeker, Burt Kelly, and Brittany Baconhaster all have 2 points. Hannah Day 0 for 3 from the floor as she is yet to score.
There's a surprise to hear from a box score you don't hear too often. Yes, Hannah Day going 0 for.
But what's impressive to see out of that is that even though she is scoreless, their go-to scorer, Otterbein still playing a competitive game and only down 4 points right now with 2 minutes left in the half.
The girls team, a very selfless team, as Coach Connie Richardson has taught them all year, able to share the ball, and when one of the girls can't step up and score, the other ones can, and that's why they're in the position they are with the winning streak.
Polar Bears, there's Isaiah Rue, the freshman out of Orlando, Florida, coming up here to the cornfields of Ada, Ohio to play some basketball for the Polar Bears.
Probably a little bit of culture shock for him up here.
I guess so. Got tired of riding those roller coasters and wanted some different scenery. And another three-point shot's going to fall for Brandon Rushton. So the Cardinals get a big shot right before the timeout, but the Polar Bears know how to come back and answer. Bischoff had an open look for the three, didn't take it. Derek Dickey. No look pass to Bacon. Boy, what a spin move and what a finish by Zach Baconhaster. He hasn't had a real light-up night here tonight by any means. Only 3 points. As almost a bucket right there. A for effort for the Cardinals, but no buckets. And that's a rebound that you just simply cannot let Adam Pear get right there. I don't know how he got the ball, but he did. He's going to be fouled by Baconhaster and head to the line for Pear.
Baconhaster, his first, team's 5th.
The first foul on Zach Baconhaster.
Adam Pear, shooting 2.
Team's 5th. Adam Pear, 68% from the free throw line this season, only averages 4.1 points per game. He has yet to get on the books as a scorer here so far tonight, and he still hasn't, as the first one's no good.
Colin Eckelberry, replacing C.J. Julian.
Eckelberry is the Cardinals sub for Julian. Max Van Meter, Agnes Rombeck will be coming in as well to replace Tommy Waterwash and Zach Baconhaster here. So we're going to get a couple minutes of extra rest here heading into the locker room. 2:13 to play. Cards down 10. Free throw up, free throw good. So Pear gets in the score books with a point here. As Polar Bears still relentless with that press. Cards able to break it, and what a nice pass, but oh my goodness. Max Van Meter.
Hesitation down low. If he would have went up the first time, would have had the easy layup, hesitated, thought about it, allowed the defense get in position, force a bad shot.
It's just the little things. Otterbein's been close all year, even in that 7-game losing streak. With the exception of the Capital game, all of them were winnable. Many of them losses by less than 10. Many of the games the Cardinals led at halftime. It's just those little things. Down the stretch, the Cardinals haven't been able to finish. And too many of those little mistakes so far here in the first half, just like that, like we saw with Van Meter right there. And that's why the Cardinals have an 11-point deficit right now, and that's going to be a charge.
First time.
Go ahead, David.
It's the first time we've actually seen the officials make the charge call in this game. A couple times it seems like they could have done it against the Polar Bears. But instead, go ahead and call it against Otterbein there, and they'll change possession.
And Eckelberry is going to have to be careful now, as that is his third personal foul here. Coach Adrian's leaving him in the game as of now anyways. He's not a guy you want to go in with 4 fouls in the locker room, as we see number 34 here for the Cardinals, Kylie Gessner, come to the scorer's bench. I'm sure next dead ball we'll see him come in for Eckelberry likely. Dominic Royal, 15 on the shot clock here for the Polar Bears. There's Rushton now. Back to Isaiah Rue. Here's Royal. Nice defense from Van Meter, not allowing that 3-point shot. Just 5 seconds to shoot now. 3 to shoot. Open look at a 3. Fortunately for the Cards there, it does not go, as Jared Horseman couldn't get that one to drop. 55 seconds left in the half, 27 on the shot clock, so the Cardinals cannot go for the last shot. Nice move right there from Van Meter. Double team down low, but got it to go. Here's going to be Taylor Kuhlman. Nice defense there from Bischoff, rather. 35 on the game clock, 20 on the shot clock. So again, the Polar Bears still can't go for the final shot. Into the paint, there's going to be Royal. Great defense there from Van Meter, denying Royal that time. Royal has had his way pretty much all night with 12 points, but denying him there is Van Meter. Brandon Rushton makes it look so easy with that jumper right there. Shot clock now turned off, 10 seconds remaining here in this opening half, 42-31. Cards down by 11. Looking to make it single digits going into the locker room here. 2 to shoot, and that's off the front iron, no good. And that's how we'll head to the locker room there, as Bischoff could not get the shot to go. Your halftime score, 42-32 in favor of the Polar Bears of Ohio Northern. David Kinder has made his way down to the court, and he is going to be doing a halftime interview right here with head coach Todd Adrian. And we'll get to him momentarily. Update from Ada, where we have a halftime score there in the ladies contest as well, 29-24 in favor of the Polar Bears. With that, David Kinder, I believe, is with head coach Todd Adrian down on the sideline, and we'll send it down to David.
Here with Coach Todd Adrian here at halftime of the game. Coach, Ohio Northern shooting 60% from behind the arc. What do your boys need to do to stop them and play better defense to stop the three-pointers in the second half?
Well, I mean, it's a credit to them. They're knocking down open looks, but it's college basketball. If you give that team, any team, that many open looks, they're going to knock them down. We did a very poor job of executing our defensive game plan. We have to have more pride. We've held teams to 30% shooting in the last 5 games, total, not the three-point line. And we got to come out in the second half, and we got to play our brand of basketball, and that's not what we did in the first half.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
We'll send it back up to the booth with Josh.
All right, thanks a lot there, David, and our thanks to Coach Adrian as well. Zach Baconhaster didn't have the first half he'd like to see. Only 3 points so far in the first half. He has been a great senior leader on this team all season, averaging 10.9 points per game and 6.9 rebounds. Our Harrison Ralph had a chance to sit down with Baconhaster a few weeks ago, and now we will show you that interview that Harrison got with Baconhaster.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Look, honey, it's my Social Security statement.
Oh, gosh, how are we going to retire on that?
Never fear, young savers.
It's Savings Man.
You need to save more. You'll need this.
Oh, the ballpark estimate worksheet.
That's right. Get it at choosetosave.org and find out how much you'll need to save for your future.
Gee, thanks, Savings Man.
No, thank you.
So visit choosetosave.org and stay tuned for more Savings Man.
Kenny, jàngal ma sa table de multiplication ma dégg.
3 fois 1, 3. 3 fois 2, 6. 3 fois 5, 15.
Bu jëkk Mariama ndax mën nga ñoo wax ñaata
As leaders, as a team, we're not going to let anybody just roll over and die, because we're working towards tournament time here. The regular season, as you can tell, we're not going to win that with, I don't think we can. So we're working towards the tournament here, and that's what our main focus is, just working through this second half of the season, getting better. 4.5 weeks, tournament time comes, that's going to be the time that we want to excel.
Do you think that you guys are reaching the expectations of not just yourselves, but people outside of this locker room?
Well, to begin the season, I think the expectations weren't very high at all. And then we came in, got some wins, huge win over Wittenberg, and I think that set the expectations a lot higher than what everybody else expected. So I think that the expectation is high for us right now. We really want to get back to satisfying that expectation right now.
You have 9 games remaining here in the regular season. You've played all 9 of these teams that you're going to play. You've already played them once this season. Against those teams, you're 2-7. What do you have to do on this next run of 9 that you didn't do the first time through the conference?
Well, there's a couple things that we need to do. One is just communicate a lot better. Another thing is we need to start playing together. I know myself, I've had a couple 20-point games. Max has had a couple 20-point games. Colin had an 18-point game the other night. McAllister comes off with a 16-point game. Yaz, 18, 16 here and there. Now, if we string all that together and we just piece it all together within one game where we're all coming on, we're going to be a dangerous team. And that's what we need to do against teams. And also pick up our defense, because 2 of the teams that we lost to shot 60% from the floor, which is unheard of. So we up our defense a lot. We think that we could obviously do better than 2-7 this second round and win more games than we did last time.
Those teams shooting 60% against you guys, is that a lucky day for them, or is that a bad day defensively for the Otterbein Cardinals?
I think it's a little bit of both. I know that when we played Marietta, the first team that shot 60%, we just went completely away from our defense. It was a first OAC game, first away game. I think that everybody was a little flustered out there and everybody didn't know where their spots were, and they shot exceptional, and it showed. So I think it had a little bit to do with them shooting so good, but it had a lot to do with our defense. You know, we were not playing the defense that we're accustomed to. And Capital, who also shot well, those are 2 best teams in the league, and they're at the top for a reason.
I mean, you know, there's games, Wilmington, John Carroll, Baldwin Wallace, these are games that you guys were, I mean, you were winning a couple of those games at halftime, and you only ended up losing those games in the final minutes. But a team like Capital, a team like Marietta, how do you approach those games?
We approach them hungry. I mean, what would you want to do if you lost by that much to a team? You want to go out there and you want to beat them just as bad as they beat you. And everybody in this locker room wants that more than anything. And in the past, I mean, we've went down to Capital and lost bad, and they've came here and they've lost bad. So that's the good thing about it, is those 2 teams are coming to our place to play this time, and they're coming into our house with our fans, our student section to play. And that's a little bit what we're going to feed on. And obviously the last games too.
Capital, go back to that game. I know it's not one that you want to go back to a whole lot, but towards the end of that game there, they kept their full court press on, and there in the final seconds, they had 98 points.
So the crowd really amped here, a little restless. They won 100. I don't know if Capital's actually going to take a shot at it.
Not sure how Coach Goodwin feels about that. They will. And they'll get in.
And there was 5 seconds left on the clock. They were up, obviously, by a large margin. But they passed the ball in, and they put a shot up. They went for the 100 points. Does that rub you guys a little bit the wrong way?
Absolutely, yes. At the point, we knew it was going to happen. We knew they were trying. So there's no doubt it rubs us the wrong way.
What do you have to say to Adrian's Army and Cardinal Nation out there, for people who look at this team and say, oh, this team's 5-11. I'm not sure if, I'm going to make the trip out there tonight. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to the Reich. What do you have to say to people that look at the record and say 5-11? I don't know if I want to necessarily go.
Well, I got to say, we play as hard as we can every night. I know people have came up to us and came up to me personally even and said, you guys might have lost, but I've never seen a more fun game. You guys play hard, period. And with their support, I mean, it's unbelievable what their support can do. Take, for example, the Wittenberg game. Biggest game we've had this year, biggest student section we've had this year, and probably the best team that we've played. And we beat them. Wittenberg beat Marietta. Marietta's leading our league. So there's no doubt about it that the student section and the fans, the community, help us tremendously. They give us that extra boost that we would need in the second half when we're down 2 with 30 seconds left. They're the ones that are going to give us that boost. They're the ones that are going to help us get through and pull through that game and get that win. So there's no doubt about it that we want as many people as we can there as possible. And we appreciate every single person that comes out to it too.
And you mentioned the second half of games. Take a look at that real quick. First half of basketball games this year, +6 in points-wise. Second half, -84. What changes at intermission that causes you guys to drop off a little bit?
Well, I mean, there's no doubt that we need to start learning how to finish games. And I think a lot has to do with experience too. We were up at Con Carroll the other night. We were at a 20-4 lead in the first half. When we came back, we lost in the second half, obviously. I looked on the floor at one point, and we had 4 guys that have never played on that floor before. 4 guys that are capable to play on that floor, but so inexperience, I think, plays a key. And so we got to work through that. But I think that having this first round of the OAC is under our belt now. They got some more experience, and I think the second half is going to really pick up and be a different story for us in the second half.
You and Tommy, I know have been some of the more vocal leaders, Derek Dickey as well. What do you guys say to the team after you lose a 20-4 lead, after you lose a 6-point lead at half to Wilmington, after you lose a 1-point game to Baldwin Wallace, after they make two free throws with 3 seconds on the clock? What do you say to the young guys and the rest of the team as a leader after those devastating losses?
We look at them and say, hey, this is tough, but it happens, More for this game, think about it, like you said, till midnight, and then you have to move on because this league moves way too quick. I mean, Wednesday, Saturday. So you got to get past that, and you have to move on to the next game and start worrying about the next game, getting prepared for the next game. And, we knew coming into this that our time was going to be in the tournament time. So we're looking at them saying, look at our positives, but not forget about our negatives also, and move forward to the next game, and on to the next game, and on to the next game, and just keep working hard, knowing that if we just keep working as hard as we can every day and getting a little bit better every day, then we're going to be a scary team come tournament time in February.
And there's a lot of variables that play into the answer of my next question, but 5-11 last year after 16 games, 5-11 this year after 16 games, like we said earlier, a lot of similarities. But then you look at the coaches, Dick Reynolds and Todd Adrian, and there's almost no similarity between those two guys. Two very, very different styles of coaching. Kind of tell us a little bit about each of those styles and how they're different and how you think it has changed the way that this team plays basketball.
Well, old style, Coach Reynolds' style was a lot of let's walk the ball up the court, get into half-court offense, run the same plays he was running for 40 years. And they knew him, but there was so many counters that you could do to him to get the ball in the hoop. Todd Adrian's style is, let's push, get the ball up the floor, and it's defense. We're all about defense. We're the best defensive team in the league right now, according to stats. So he is all about just in your face, let's get after it defensively, let's get on the floor, get after the ball, get every 50-50 ball, and then let's push the ball, let's push it right down their throats. So I think that's the biggest difference in coaching styles with Coach Reynolds and Coach Adrian.
Do you think that was difficult or still is difficult for guys that have, especially like yourself, that have played with Reynolds, their whole college career, and then you bring in a guy like Adrian who has that different playing style? Was that, at the beginning of the year, difficult for some of you guys?
I wouldn't go as far as difficult, but I would go to say it was different. I think I've told you earlier in the year, like it was different, and it was adjustment that needed to be made, and I think guys are still trying to make that adjustment, but it's a good adjustment and it's a good different because it's exactly what's needed in today's game, and it's exactly what our team needs because that's what everybody else is doing. And to just be able to get after it and get up on defense and push the ball is what we need to do to beat teams. And so I think everybody is adjusting well, but there's still, you can see here and there, you know, little times where you could see going back to the old system. You could see, you know, a guy standing around in defense with his hands down, where that's where we would have been last year.
Final question here, Zach. You're a senior, you're 5-11. What do you look to get out of the rest of this season?
What I look to get out of is having a good second round of the OAC, you know, proving to people that we're not a 5-11 team, because we're not. I mean, we've lost to Baldwin Wallace by 1. You know, if we just a couple tweaks here, there, we really believe that our record could be almost flip-flopped. We really do believe that. And anybody that's come and watched our games could see that. Besides a couple of our games that we've played, it's obvious. And so what I want out of this season is, like I said, good second round of the OACs. And by that time, 4.5 weeks, when we get into February and that OAC tournament time, we're ready to turn it on, and people aren't going to want to play us. That's what I look to get out of this. And then, obviously, winning the OAC tournament and getting to the national tournament.
All right, Zach, thank you. And I know it's at a time like this where you're on a losing streak and such, it can be difficult, you know, to come in here and answer some of these questions. But we definitely appreciate you sitting down with us, and wish you luck the rest of the season.
Kenny, jàngal ma sa table de multiplication ma dégg.
3 and 3. 3 fois 2, 6. 3 fois 5, 15.
bu njëkk Mariama ndax mën nga ñoo wax ñaata
Hello and welcome back to Reynolds Court at the Reich Center here in Westerville, Ohio. We're just about set for for second half between Otterbein and Ohio Northern. The score 42-31 in favor of the guests, the Polar Bears. Very sluggish first half, sloppily played, half in which we saw Ohio Northern shoot 55% from the field compared just to 40%. Alongside me with Josh Overhalser, I'm David Kinder. We get the throw in, and the second half of this game is underway here in Westerville.
Yeah, in that first half, I mean, like you mentioned, Ohio Northern not only 55% from the floor, 55% from behind the arc as well, 6 for 11. And that's something the Otterbein Cardinals have to look to shut down, as well as obviously shooting the ball a little bit better on their end.
The Polar Bears missed that one. Baconhaster came away with it. Now the Cardinals have it. Van Meter dribbling outside the perimeter, gives it off to a teammate. He's going to pull up for a jump shot. Bischoff's shot no good. Yazenbrock comes away with the rebound, and he throws it off of a Polar Bear player as it goes out of bounds, and Otterbein will keep possession at their own baseline.
Yeah, that's a great hustle right there by Yezron Beck. Good court awareness, and nice job to be able to keep possession here for the Cardinals.
The inbound goes to the freshman. Looking for room to shoot, he goes up, and it goes in, and one gets the foul in the lane. A good job of footwork and arm work to be able to fight through the defenders on that one and go up for the difficult layup and come away with the chance for the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Foul's going to be called on Jared Horseman. That's going to be his first, but just great move there by Bischoff.
His shot is up, hits off the rim, dances, no good. Ohio Northern comes away with it, and they move down the court. Too easy for the Polar Bears there.
Yeah, Eckleberry lost him. Eckleberry didn't know where he was.
That was number 32, Pennington, coming away with the bucket there. Had a big first half for the Polar Bears early. Alzenbrock with the ball, looking to drive, gives it back to a teammate outside. It's going to be Van Meter working down low, goes up for the shot, no good. Ohio Northern comes away with the rebound. Quickly down the court, they have numbers, the easy layup, and one. He goes up for the easy layup, makes it. He gets hit hard, and he goes down, and there'll be a foul, and he'll go to the line.
Going to be on Bischoff. That'll be his first team second of the half there, and nice hustle by Bischoff. But when you have a wide open layup like that, I mean, if you're going to foul him, that's not always a bad foul when they have an open look and it's almost a guaranteed shot. But if you're going to foul him, you best be sure they don't make it. And obviously he did make that, a chance for a three-point play here now.
Jared Hortzman on the line shooting. It's good. Three-point play the old-fashioned way for him, just his third point of the game. He came into this one as the team's second leading scorer, and the Polar Bears come out with that traditional full court press we've seen a lot of so far. Eckelberry will have the ball. He gives it to Van Meter in the corner, looking for a teammate. Finds the guard, Yazenbrock, who will look to drive the lane before stopping and passing.
Boy, Bischoff wanted to shoot that, didn't he?
He definitely thought about it, but thought better. Pulled up, and he has the ball in his hand now, looking for someone. He finds Van Meter outside. He's going to take a three-pointer. No good off the rim. Baconhaster comes down with the rebound, but will have a foul on the court, stopping play as he came down on the back of a Polar Bear player.
Ohio Northern foul, 14, Brandon.
They're going to get Rustin, though. They're going to say that he interfered with Baconhaster's ability to get that rebound. So that'll be Rustin's second.
Second foul of the half on Ohio Northern. Bischoff kicks it out to Van Meter, who goes up, no good, tipped away by Baconhaster. The Cardinals come away with it, they keep possession. Van Meter looking to drive, trying to twist, turn, pivot, and finally finds off the glass, banks it in for 2 points. The score now 35-47 in favor of the visitors from Ada. 17:54 left to play as the Polar Bears are looking to score a jump shot, and it goes through. Pennington is able to find an opening in the Cardinal defense, and a good jump shot rains through the nets. Here come the Cardinals back down the court. Van Meter going up for another easy layup. He gets it again.
Trading buckets back and forth here. Good that Otterbein's able to keep pace and keep up with the Polar Bears, but at some point in time, you've got to limit the back and forth and stop the Polar Bears from scoring on their offensive ends here. That's the only way you're going to close this 12-point gap, and well, as we see right there, not stopping again as Royal gets the bucket to go.
Dominique Royal with the jumper there. Van Meter with 12 points after coming off the bench now in this game. Bischoff takes a shot. Iron Kind on that one gets the favorable roll. Those were shots that Otterbein could not make in the first half. It seemed like every single shot they took, even with open looks, just managed to find a way to not go in the rim. That time, it takes the favorable bounce and it goes in, and Otterbein cuts this lead down a little.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job of getting the buckets to go down on offense. Just need to step up here defensively a little bit.
A three-pointer, no good off the front of the rim for the black and orange, and Otterbein comes away with it and moves quickly down the court. They're going to hoist up a long three and an air ball. Baconhaster comes away with the rebound, and under the hoop, he makes the layup.
Yep, bad shot, but nice rebound there from
I think they might try to convince the statistician on that one that might have been an assist.
Right? Yeah,
it was a long-range pass and a good assist on the Cardinals.
So great play right there by Bischoff is what we're getting at.
Unbelievable play, and here comes a steal from Van Meter. He's
Slam
all by
it,
himself. He goes, and he slams it down.
Oh, baby.
Max Van Meter steals the ball and comes quickly down the court, and with a one hand slams it home, and we'll have a timeout on the court. Ohio Northern takes that timeout, and we can start to feel a little bit of momentum change in favor of the Cardinals after that one. Big time plays like that, or we will quickly change around the momentum.
Yeah, that was a beautiful slam right there, one-handed, going up, suspending himself in the air, almost slow motion, just kind of hanging up there. But that certainly got the modest to good crowd here in the Reich Center a little more energized and on their feet, and got them excited, as that now makes it a single-point margin yet again, 43-51 here as the Cards trail by 8. Meanwhile, up in Ada, game starting to get away from the Lady Cardinals just a bit. 35-24 the score there, with the Polar Bears on top. Hannah Day still yet to score, as she is 0 for 4 in that contest. Coming out of the timeout here now, momentum certainly on the Cardinals side, but they have to keep that going here and continue to shut down Ohio Northern defensively. The shots are starting to fall offensively. They're starting to get some good offense generated. They still have to step up the defense just a little bit.
I have to make a confession there, Josh. That would be my first broadcasted slam dunk.
Nice.
So,
there you go, David.
A little too excited. It certainly was a great play for Van Meter, who came off the bench in this one, did not start, and now he's 6 of 9 from the field, 2 of 2 from the charity stripe, and has a game-high 14 points for the Cardinals. That one no good. And Van Meter will come away with the rebound before giving it off to his point guard, who throws it down to Bischoff, who has the ball, looking to find some room down low. Knocked out of bounds.
Nice block there.
It was Juergens who went up for that one before being rejected. The ball going out of bounds. The Cardinals will keep possession with 15:56 left to play in the second frame of this one. Otterbein trailing 43-51 to the Polar Bears of Ohio Northern. Yazenbrock will inbound it. Bischoff will take a shot from near the foul line. It does not go in. The Polar Bears come away with the rebound, and they move quickly down the court. Looking to drive, stops with a pull-up jumper. Can't get it to go. Rebound to the Polar Bears, but there'll be a foul down low.
That's a tough call there, but
it was Pennington who came away with the rebound.
Yeah, it's going to go on Tommy. Tough call, but, you know, in all fairness, he did make that same call the other way a few possessions ago when Baconhaster came down with the rebound like that as well.
Very similar to just what happened. Pennington has the ball in his hand, kicks it out to around the perimeter. And now it's Rushman handling the ball. Looks to drive, can't find anything. Good defense by the Cardinals here, keeping them outside. Pennington's going to hoist up a long three, and he knocks it down.
Yeah,
excuse me, that was Hortzman on that. Number 30, not Pennington. Able to nail that one down and increase the lead for the Polar Bears.
That was a great screen right there, set up that shot by Royal as Water Wash had to come around the screen. By the time he got there, the shot was already gone. So nice offensive play work there by the Polar Bears.
A quarter of the way done in this second half. Bischoff able to drive the lane, go up, and get the layup off the backboard and cut it down to a 10-point lead now. Very manageable for the Cardinals, who have started to have their shots fall more than in the first half. Another long three for the Polar Bears, no good. Otterbein had three men down there and couldn't come away with the rebound. One man beats him out for it. Something we're not used to seeing for Otterbein, a team that is second in the OAC in rebounding this year and a very strong defensive rebounding team.
Absolutely.
Looking to work it. Pennington has it. He tries to drive, goes up an ugly shot, almost goes in.
Trying to say he got fouled, but good acting work.
A little bit of acting on his part. Bischoff will stop, pull up a jumper, and from long two distance knocks it down.
This is the tightest we've seen this game here, second half now 7 points.
You can really feel the crowd starting to get into this one a little bit of momentum starting to go towards the home team after a first half of domination. The Polar Bears will retaliate with their own jump shot of their own.
Just when you start to think things go the Cardinals' way, those Polar Bears have a way of coming back and answering.
That's Dominic Royal who knocked down that one. He now has 16 points in the game, tied for game lead with Lucas Pennington, the forward. Otterbein going to hoist up a three, and it's good.
That's not his shot right there, but I tell you what, he'll take it. Kylie Gesner gets it to go. He's only attempted 3 threes on the year. He has made 3 threes, now 4, but that's just a shot you don't see him take very often. But I tell you what, looking at the stat sheet, I guess when he does, he tends to make them.
The little-known Gessler coming up with the clutch shot there. Just his 12th game he's played in this season. Coming off the bench with a huge shot. The Polar Bears now will go. The basket will not count. He stepped on the baseline.
Now they're going to say it's a foul before the shot.
Excuse me, looked as though he might have stepped on the baseline. They will call the foul down low, though. No shot attempt. And now the home Cardinals have 3 fouls on them compared to 2 for the visitors from Ada. And we'll see substitutions into the game now. C.J. Juergens will come into the game, as will Zach Baconhaster for the Cardinals.
For the Polar Bears, we're going to have Isaiah Rue as well as number 33, Adam Baer.
A long inbound pass will be crowded in by Pennington. Looking to work down low. He has his postman who goes up for a hook shot.
Great
no
defense.
Good. Yazenbrock comes away with the rebound. Some of the Cardinals a little late getting back down. A great pass down low. Baconhaster can't handle it. He's looking to still go up, and he goes down hard. There'll be a foul on the floor. He had him wide open. Couldn't handle the great pass that he got from his guard. A little bit of hesitation. Had the easy layup, and he's fouled hard, and he'll go to the line.
That'll be Bears' 3rd foul tonight. But yeah, as you said there, David, for a second you thought that was going to be a beautiful quick play for 2 points. Still a nice job to draw the foul, but not the way you like to see the play end.
Baconhaster's first shot of 2 is up and good. He's now 2 of 5 from the line. 6 points on the board for him. The senior forward from Plain City, Jonathan Older High School, second shot is up. It is good. He makes both of them.
Now just a 4-point gain.
Wouldn't have thought that the Cardinals would have come out with this kind of emotion out of that halftime speech that Coach Adrian must have given them.
I don't know what he told them, but keep telling it to him. It's working so far.
He seemed very upset in the interview, as he should have been. Cardinals not playing well at all, but now they've cut the deficit just to 4. And here comes another steal. Baconhaster comes away with it, working down the court, dishes it out. And they cannot convert. A decent pass, but it just hits off the palms of Bischoff there, and he can't have the layup. They turn it over, and the Polar Bears will take possession.
How often do you see a post player up at the point stealing it away from a point guard?
It's a rare sight for sure.
Great job there from Baconhaster. I know they didn't get points, but still, those are the kind of things you need to start generating to get things going for your offense.
Definitely momentum changers as they try to work it down low to Pennington. He'll jump and kick it out to a teammate. Think about a 3-pointer. Pull back. And just 10 seconds left on the shot clock now as the Polar Bears got to hurry around the baseline. They'll kick it down. That looked like it could have been a travel, but the shot is no good. Off the hands of a Cardinal. They come away with it, and they're quickly working down the court. Another bad pass. Baconhaster comes up with it. Can't get the shot. Gets his own rebound. Goes up again. It won't go in, but he'll go to the stripe and shoot 2.
Trying to feed it into him down low. Baconhaster's done a nice job of getting back quickly, going the other way. And then when doing so, the Cardinals in quick transition are able to get the pass up to him. He's been able to beat the Polar Bear defenders down the court. Now they've been able to catch up with him by the time he shot the ball, but hey, that allows you to draw the foul, and points from the free throw line count just the same as points from the floor, but not if you don't make them.
Have to make them first, but he has done a terrific job for such a big guy, cherry picking down there perhaps, getting down quickly as he misses the first of 2. Otterbein trailing just by 4 with 12:07 left to go. Second half, his second shot is up. Nothing but net on that one, and they cut it to a 1-possession game.
Lady Cardinals, by the way, now down 12, 42-30. 13 minutes left in that contest, up and 8.
The Polar Bears operating from the perimeter. Trying to drive the lane, goes up for the layup, and one. That was Isaiah Rooks, the sophomore from Orlando, Florida, driving, getting hacked, and he'll go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play.
Foul's going to be on Jason Davis. That'll be his first, team's 4th. Each team with 4 team fouls here so far in the second half.
We'll see Dominic Royal substituted back in for the Polar Bears, and Max Van Meter will also check in for Coach Todd Adrian's Cardinals. Trying to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play. He cannot, off the front of the rim. Baconhaster corrals the rebound, and the Cardinals will look to move down the court. Davis has the ball. He's operating from the point. Cardinals trailing here. Van Meter has it at the top of the 3-point line. Back down low to Bischoff. Bischoff's going to stop. Hoist up a 3, no good. Julian comes away with the rebound, but he stepped on the baseline. He got the rebound, and in his attempt to drive back to the basket, stepped on the red baseline there and turned it over to the Polar Bears.
I like that Bischoff's not afraid to shoot the ball, and I mean, I realize he was a monumental part of the win over Marietta with 26 points, but I mean, still, I think he's just jumping the gun a little bit on some of those threes. He's had them from, you know, beyond NBA range a couple times, and I know that he's capable of making them, but I still think you got to look for a little bit smarter shots than some of them that Jake has taken here tonight.
The Polar Bears passing up a few 3-point opportunities, decide to drive the lane before that one's no good. Baconhaster comes away with the rebound, and now the Cardinals are quickly down the court looking to score again. They'll set up their offense here. Davis running the point at the top of the 3-point line. He'll think about driving, spins, kicks it out to Van Meter. Van Meter will give it back to Davis, and they'll try all over again. Davis looking to drive, gives it to Bischoff. He'll drive the lane. He'll go up for a hard layup.
Oh, wow.
Juergens comes away with the rebound, and he lays it up and in.
Yeah, that was Julian there, actually, but great hustle right there. Good awareness of where the ball was going to be off the rebound, and way to pick up for his teammate's error there. 3-point game.
The Polar Bears operating outside the perimeter. He thinks about it, decides better. Martin has the ball. He's going to drive the lane, goes up, and it goes through the net. Martin able to come away with 2 points now. Davis running the point, gives it off to a Cardinal. Back out to Davis on the perimeter, thinks about a 3, but pulls up. Bischoff with the ball. Back out, another 3 attempted, no good. No one there to rebound except for the point for Ohio Northern, and they'll come away with the ball, and they'll quickly go down the court and hoist up another 3. A long rebound for the Polar Bears. They get it back down low. Nothing but arms and bodies flying everywhere down around the basket. The shot's no good, but there will be a foul down low as 3 tan jerseys went up in the air as that shot was attempted. The foul will go on Max Van Meter. His first foul, the 5th for the Cardinals in the half. His first attempt is up, and it rings good. More substitutions in the game. The team's best 3-point shooter, statistically speaking, C.J. Julian will be substituted in, as will number 5, Tommy Waterwatch, the senior guard from Olentangy Liberty.
Player on the season, a 68% free throw shooter, obviously missed the first. If statistics tell you right, that means he'd make this one, and by golly, he does.
He does indeed. we'll have a whistle blow and another sub as Colin Eckleberry will be substituted in, the junior from Fosteria. So Otterbein with the ball, 9 minutes, 30 seconds left in this game. They're trailing 55-62. Waterwash has the ball, gets it down low to Van Meter, back out to Waterwash. Jazenbach running the point, will dribble around the perimeter, trying to get a pick from Van Meter. Waterwash back to Jazenbach.
Gotta start paying attention to the shot clock here, only 8 to shoot.
Down to just 5, he drives the lane, he's gonna go up. No foul called, ball still in the air, he comes away with his own rebound. Waterwash kicks it out to Eckleberry, hoists a 3, in and out, no good. Rebound goes to the Polar Bears. Royal's the one who corralled that loose ball, and now they're looking to score quickly down the court. Brock's with the ball, he's running the point, kicks it out, shoots a long 2, and it's good. Royal comes away, the junior from Pickerington Central.
Just doesn't miss, 9 for 13 from the floor tonight for Royal, 18 points.
Starting to see Ohio Northern press a little bit more, not allowing them to cross the half court as easily as they were. Waterwash has it in the corner. Back out to Eckleberry, who loses his handle before regaining it. He's looking to drive, he's posting up, he goes up for it. There's a foul.
Fortunate there.
Does not hit the rim.
They
call a foul. It did not appear. I have to agree with my co-host here that looked like a benefit for the home team, but we will indeed take it. Eckleberry will go to the line.
Foul's going to be on Taylor Kuhlman, by the way. That'll be his second, team's 5th.
Eckleberry's first shot, rain's good.
He's the guy you want at the line if you're Otterbein, 86% from the free throw line on the year. The 80 Cardinals, meanwhile, continuing to have the game slip away a little bit, 48-32, as the Cardinals trail by 16 points. Hannah Day still scoreless, leading scorer for the Cardinals is Tabitha Piper in that contest. She has 8 points, so the 10-game win streak does appear to be in jeopardy, as the Cardinals might possibly be falling to the 6th best team in the nation.
We see some more substitutions with that free throw. Eckleberry now 6 points in the game. Bishoff has 11. Van Meter 14 leading the Cardinals. But they all pair in comparison to Dominique Royal, who has 18, the game's high scorer. 9 of 13 from the field is Royal. Rushton will have the ball, looking to do something with it. He'll toss it down low, kick it out. Pennington's gonna stop, shoot up a jumper, it's good.
Another guy you can't leave open. 7 for 9 from the floor, 3 for 4 from three-point land is Lucas Pennington, now with 18 points in the game.
Pennington Royal now tied for the game's high. Eckleberry kind of makes himself embarrassed there, though, after that one. They kick it around. A 3 in the corner is up, no good. Eckleberry juked him out of his socks, but then proceeded to have an air ball, and now there's a loose ball in the court.
Oh,
and they're going to give him the timeout.
Possession.
He did not have possession of that ball. Wow. The referee stopped it as soon as he touched the orange ball.
That is not a good call.
Not a good call by the Zebras on the court at all. And the Cardinals are protesting it, but to no avail. Coach Adrian out on the court. He's giving the officials a piece of his mind.
Yeah, I mean, I give the officials credit. I think it's been a pretty good game for the most part. They were letting them play a little early, but, you know, it's fair for both sides, but don't understand how he had possession there. But anyhow, that'll be how it will stand as we have a timeout. And now that gives us an opportunity to take a look at the OAC standings here. Marietta on top, now tied with Capital as they have their second loss in the conference via the Otterbein Cardinals. So Marietta and Capital both 10-2 in the league. Marietta 14-5 overall, Capital 13-6 overall. Then you have Baldwin Wallace at 9-3. Wilmington is in 4th at 7-5. A couple of teams tied for 5th place. If you have John Carroll and Mount Union in there at 6-6. And then the tie for 7th is where you have the two teams we see here tonight, Otterbein and Ohio Northern, both at 4-8, as are the Student Princes of Heidelberg. Muskingum still winless in the league. They are 1-18 overall. So again, kind of a three-way battle right now for the final 2 spots, as you have Otterbein, Heidelberg, and Ohio Northern all battling for those final 2 spots. And as we said earlier, that's what makes games like these so important.
It does indeed, and looking at that game, it's a close one there. John Carroll holding the 1-point lead with just 2 minutes left to go in that game over the Berg. Cardinal faithful should be keeping a close eye on that one, as it will help determine down the road who makes it to the OAC tournament and who stays at home as they break from the long timeout huddle. Coach Adrian still looks a little upset after that call where they give him the timeout.
I don't blame him.
Despite the fact not having possession at all. Definitely looked like it would have led to a jump ball tie up on the court. But as it is, the Polar Bears will inbound it with 7:29 left to go. On the right side of the scoreboard, leading 66-57. A bad pass. Baconhaster comes away with the tip ball to steal. Yazenbrock has it, looking to drive the lane. Shaky ball handling, kicks it back out to Van Meter. Van Meter's going to go up for it. It won't go in, but he'll get the foul, and he'll go to the line and shoot two.
We'll get Royal on the foul there. That is, believe it or not, just his first foul of the night. That'll be the team's sixth, though Otterbein will be in the bonus here for the remaining 7:12 of regulation.
Van Meter's first shot rattles in, and it is good.
Gets the friendly roll.
Van Meter, the junior forward, a local product from Westerville Central. About 5 minutes down the road, as we'll have substitutions. CJ Julian, the junior from Jackson, will be substituted into the game. Van Meter sitting on 15 points in the game. The Cardinals' leading scorer make that 16 as he knocks home the second one. The Cardinals now just trailing by 7. Ohio Northern with the ball. 7 minutes, 8 seconds left to go in this contest here at the Reich Center. The Polar Bears working outside the perimeter. Can't find anything in the post. Trying to set up a pick, he won't get it. He's going to take a three, no good. They'll come away with the offensive rebound. Knocked around and a reach-in foul. That'll be on Van Meter.
Yep.
Close to the scorer's table there. A long rebound they came away with, and he went on that one, and they're going to get him for it.
Going to be his second, and that puts Otterbein now with 16 fouls. So each team in line for the bonus here for the next foul.
Cardinals got to be careful. Rushton's the team's leading scorer, averaging 15 a game, has the ball. He's going to go for it. He wants to drive. He won't get the basket, but there will be a foul down low, and he'll head to the stripe.
And they're going to get Yezron back there. That'll be his second. So that will send Rushton to the line, as you mentioned. Rushton, 81% from the stripe on the season.
His first trip to the charity stripe today. 12 points in the game for him. Also has 4 rebounds, 6 assists. His first shot up is good. He's played a very quality game here for the Polar Bears all around. Second shot up, and it rattles in. The Polar Bears increase their lead now to 68-59, 6:40 left to go. Important for the Cardinals, try to get something here on this possession. They get it down to Bischoff, who has the ball, looking to kick it low. He can't. He'll keep it and work back around the perimeter, trying to get set up a pick. They can't. He'll get it down low to Baconhaster. Can't find the big fella down low, though, and it'll go out of bounds, and the Polar Bears will keep it.
Nope, right idea, poor execution.
Ohio Northern now looking to quickly come down the court before slowing it up. He'll lie up his defender on a 2-man front. Now kick it back out, hoist a 3, rattles in and out. Van Meter comes away with the rebound. Just his third of the game. Van Meter outside the 3-point line, kicks it out to Yazenbrock. Back in the corner. Julian, he'll hoist it up. Nice. It's good. TJ Julian, the junior 6'1" guard. Able a nice jumper there, right through the net. 61-68 in favor of the visitors from Ada. Polar Bears will look to drive, find nothing, kick it back out around the perimeter. Pennington, the game's leading scorer, has it before giving off to Rushton. Pennington's going to take a 3, and it's good. They just can't stop him. He has 21 points in this game now. Pennington, 7 of 9 from the field.
4 for 5 from behind the arc, now 8 for 10 from the field, actually, as our stat sheet updates here. Having a great night.
Reminds me a lot of the Capital game when they simply couldn't stop Tim Comgrove from knocking down 3 after 3. There's a tough shot that won't go. Iron Unkind. Ohio Northern comes away with the rebound. In no hurry to move it quickly down the court. 5 minutes left in this game. They hold a 10-point advantage. working the clock, trying to find a hole in the Otterbein defense. One-on-one, Yazenbrock guarding him. He goes up for the jumper, and that's a fadeaway jumper that you normally don't see made in a Division III game. That's a clutch shot right there. While fading away, able to make it, Otterbein comes down the court to retaliate. An ugly shot there from the freshman. No good. Maybe a shot out of frustration rather than the best available one on the court. Nonetheless, the Cardinals are slow to get down the court. Unfortunate that a pass to the back will allow them to set up their defense now. Time keeps ticking. 4:13 left to play in this one. The Polar Bears with the 12-point advantage now. And Pennington, the game's high scorer, has it. He stops, dribbles, goes up. No good. Cardinals almost fight for it.
Yeah, same team there, almost lost it out of bounds.
But they're able to come away with the rebound. The freshman Bischoff has it outside the perimeter, kicks it out, hoists up a three, no good. Yazenbrock bats it away. Good job of him. We'll have a timeout. Good job by the point guard, able to kick it out to a teammate. He knew he couldn't come up with the rebound, throws it out to Van Meter, who comes away with it, and we'll have a timeout on the floor from Coach Adrian. 3 minutes, 47 seconds left to play in this OAC matchup here in the Reich Center. And the Polar Bears holding the decisive 73-61 lead in this crucial game to determine who will make the OAC tournament. And Josh, we felt a lot of momentum from the Cardinals coming out. It seems like they might have lost a little bit of that. We saw some of those shots that they weren't getting earlier started to fall, but it seems like they've lost a little bit of that momentum.
Yeah, the shots aren't falling now quite as easily as they were, and defensively not as sharp as they were in the first part of the second half here. Defensively, they stepped up about 4 or 5 minutes into the second half, forced some turnovers. Bacon Astor forced some good turnovers even off the point guard, and so did guys like Eckelberry and Rombeck, and now turnovers aren't coming, and you're letting open looks for the Polar Bears, and guys like Dominic Royal and Lucas Pennington, they just aren't missing tonight. So you give them any breathing room whatsoever, and they're just hitting the shots, and that's what they've done, and that's why they've been able to extend it back to this 12-point lead. In Ohio Northern at Ada, it's a 13-point lead for the Lady Polar Bears, as they're up 54-41 with 7:09 remaining in that contest. It was a 20-point lead almost a few minutes ago, so the Cardinals are closing a little bit. And still enough time there, 7:09 remaining. So we'll see if the Lady Cardinals can pull out one there. And we'll hope that the men can pull out one here as well, as they are down 12 with 3:47 remaining.
Hopefully we don't see the streak come to a death there in Ada.
Hannah Day still has not scored over 5.
It's very hard to believe for one of the two-time OAC Player of the Week not to have put the ball in the bucket once in the game. Otterbein will inbound it. 3:45 left to go. Yazenbrock, number 1, has the ball running the point. He's trying to distribute it out. They kick it down low, trying to find some room as Van Meter. He'll set up in a post, dribbles, drives, goes up, no good. But he will head to the line as he gets hacked going up on that one. Van Meter, a perfect 4 for 4 from the charity stripe today, looking to make it 6 for 6.
Foul's going to be Adam Bear's 4th, team 7th.
Van Meter's first shot, rain's good, his 17th point of the game. He leads all. Otterbein scores in that category.
And if you're Otterbein, it's not panic mode here just yet, but you do have to start looking for quick shots. That doesn't mean rush it and, take a dumb shot. That doesn't mean that, you kind of pass the ball around and let the offense develop. You have to look to go quickly.
The Cardinals now look to apply some pressure and force a bad pass. The Polar Bears quickly get out of it, though. They cross the half-court line. Now look to set up their offense with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this game. Bischoff playing good defense outside, not allowing him to get anywhere near the perimeter. They finally do. It's tipped away. Comes off the official. A bunch of bad luck there. And we'll have a violation on the Polar Bears. Over and back is the call, as it did not hit off a Cardinal player first. It appeared to hit off the official, though, but appears like Otterbein could have had a fast break chance if it wasn't for that.
Right.
This seems to be the luck of the Cardinals today. A lot of good look shots have rattled in and out. A lot of fast break chances, as we see there. Hits off the official, unfortunately. Cardinals will have the ball. Just over 3 minutes left to go in this game.
Still enough time here.
Definitely don't need to panic, but they need to try to get something here. Yazenbrock will dribble around the perimeter, trying to find something. He'll find a teammate, hoist up a three.
That's huge.
It's good. CJ Julian's able to hit the jumper three from the corner, and now Otterbein will apply double pressure, but they kick it out. Bring it across. That was a huge three-pointer there, and it's kicked away. Otterbein almost has it. There's a scrum on the court. 2-on-2. Who has it? We'll have a jump ball called. It appeared that was the Polar Bears had it.
No,
the one official is pointing.
The other official has timeout for Otterbein.
One official did put his thumbs in the air as a jump ball.
We'll see what the call is. But one official signaled jump ball. The other official signaled timeout for Otterbein.
Two calls on the court. It looks like it's
going to be a jump ball.
Jump ball. Possession error favors the Cardinals, so they'll keep it. But definitely dueling calls by the officials. Would have rather had the timeout call.
Well, remember, Ohio Northern got that earlier in a very controversial call. They granted them the timeout.
Few controversial calls here in this game by the Zebras. Under 3 minutes left.
Nice
Otterbein's going to drive. Van Meter, a good move to find the hole and put it in for 2 points. Cut this deficit now. You're just looking at a 5-point game here. Not insurmountable mountain for the Coach Adrian's boys to overcome. Just 2:23 left to go here. I'd like to see him able to come out, try to tempt some of those three-pointers they would if they have the open look. Don't pass up dumb shots.
Yeah, now you're right back in it. Now you don't have to rush. Now you can, use the shot clock, use your whole offense, and because it's only a 5-point margin right here. At a minute ago, at the last time out with about 3:20 left, it was a 10-point game. Now just a minute later, it's a 5-point game. So a huge clutch three from C.J. Julian, and a nice job to force the turnover. The tie ball possession arrow favors the Cardinals. A nice finish right there from Max Van Meter. Gets the Cardinals right back in it here. So this changes up your strategy, I think, right now from last time out with a 10-point margin. I think you have to play a little bit differently here now that it's only a 5-point margin. There's still plenty of time left. 2:23 is a very long time. So the Cardinals right back in it. Lady Cardinals, meanwhile, they are down 16 now, 58-42, 4:48 remaining in that contest. But right here in the Rank Center, we got a Jim Dandy going here. 5-point margin, 2:23 to play.
Huge three-pointer for Julian there. His 23rd of the season, his first of the game. He now has 7 points. Taking a look at the box score, Bishoff has 11 points for the Cardinals, but Van Meter sets the pace with 20 for all men in the tan uniform. Looking at the opposition, Royal has 18 compared to Lucas Pennington, who's shooting lights out in this one. 4 or 5 from beyond the arc, 18 of 11 from the field for 21 points. And Rushton, not to forget him, the team's leading scorer coming into this one, has 16 points. Pennington just 1 away from equaling his total last time he played Otterbein in mid-December. Northern having some trouble inbounding it, almost 5 seconds. They do get it in. And now we'll break from the 2-man defense, and we'll have a whistle down on the court as they cross near the scorer's table.
Wow. I thought that when the whistle blew at first, it was almost going to be maybe a 5-second call, but they'll get the hand check on Gessner. That's his first, and that will send the Polar Bears to the stripe for some 1-on-1 action.
Taylor Kuhlman shooting 1-on-1.
Kuhlman on the charity stripe, 0 for 3 from the field today. Hasn't gone to the line, no points for him. Hope his misfortunes continue here. Very important free throws coming up for the men in the black and orange. The first one's up, and it is good. Not what the Cardinals wanted to see as he knocks that one in.
70% on the season is Kuhlman.
The senior from Ottawa dribbles, takes the shot, his second one off the front. Good job by Van Meter, get up high and get that one at its highest point and come away with it. And the point guard, Yazenbrock, will now try to set up the offense at the top of the perimeter.
Don't need a 3 here. You can take it if you have a look, but you don't need it.
We'll get it back out to him. Trying to work down low. Yazenbrock again, he'll drive. He'll think about going up. Takes a 3 in the corner, no good. And Ohio Northern comes away with it. A questionable shot there when they really didn't need a 3-pointer. Bischoff hoists it up from the corner, and there'll be a timeout on the floor. Ohio Northern will call it. A questionable decision there by the young freshman from Powell in the corner with 2 guys in his face to hoist up a high arcing 3 when his team really could have used a 2 there and tried to work the post to try to come away with an easier shot there. That could just be chalked up to age. or the fact that he's been hot recently. But
well, yeah, I mean, he has been hot there. And I mean, had he made it, we'd all be singing his praises and saying what a great shot and what a great decision that was. But
that we would indeed.
Right, because I mean, that would have made it just a 3-point game, a 1-possession game. But, you know, he thought he had a look and, you know, maybe was not the wisest decision. But now the bottom line is Cardinals down 6, 1:39 to go here. And now you're right back to the drawing board here as the Polar Bears will have possession out of this timeout, and we'll see if Coach Adrian goes directly for the foul to try to send it to the line and go that way, or if he will try to instead just play tough defense and force a turnover. But it's about getting to that time now where if you cannot force a turnover quickly, I think you have to look to foul.
And if you're Coach Adrian, you realize that your boys have played terrible defense all night. There haven't been a whole lot of easy drives to the lane at times.
6 to 8 minutes weren't very good, but after that they did pick it up.
There have been times they did stifle their defense. You haven't seen many easy drives to the lane, but the Polar Bears have made some difficult shots with hands in their face that have gone down that just haven't seemed to fall for the Cardinals today. As we see Otterbein break huddle and head it back out to the court. Coach Adrian giving the starting 5 on the floor some final words of advice before he sends them out there with 1:39 left to go. Both teams here in the bonus now, with 7 fouls. Otterbein with 8. Polar Bears have it. They'll inbound it. Otterbein trying to force a turnover. They won't be able to there.
Now you got a foul.
They're looking for a foul. They're not going to get it. They're still not going to get it.
Got a foul, guys, don't you?
They're still trying to play defense. Officials haven't called any fouls, trying to, it appears. Double teaming, a lot of time running off the clock now. Just 7 seconds left as they drive the lane, go up.
Nice
no
block.
call, good job. Come away with the block. Otterbein will come away with the ball.
All right, gotta go now.
1 minute and change left to go. Yazenbrock, they need a bucket. Gotta work quickly. Bischoff with the ball, he'll look to drive. Kicks it back out. They need a bucket quickly as we approach 60 seconds left to play in this game. Van Meter down low, lays it up, it rattles in and it spins in.
And that will make it now just a 4-point game as the officials are meeting to discuss something here. And they're saying the clock needs to be reset to 57.2 seconds here as we have a mic down by the court now allowing us to pick up some of that information. So 57.2 as Ohio Northern will have it out of bounds. Trying to get it in, and they do so. There's going to be Brandon Rushton, and that's going to be a tie ball. Nice defense right there. Just Rombeck, the possession arrow does favor the Polar Bears. But still a nice effort there by Rombeck, not getting the foul, forcing a tie ball situation. 54.8 seconds left as the Cardinals are down by 4. Inbound pass to Dominic Royal. He is almost triple team. Now they get it to Rue. And they break the press, and Rush is going to have an easy go in, but a nice job there preventing the easy bucket. And Bischoff is going to force the Polar Bears to go to the line and try to earn them from the strike. They're actually going to get Kylie Gesner there, not Bischoff. So for Gesner, that'll be his second, team's 9th. So still this will be 2 as Rushton was shooting. Rushton 81% on the season from the line, just 2 for 4. Or excuse me, 2 for 2. He's perfect from the stripe so far tonight. And he will get the first, makes it a 5-point game here. 46 seconds remaining. Cardinals trying to get their 3rd win in 4 games, but have a tough hill to climb here in these final 46 seconds to do so. Second one good as well. As we have a substitution for the Polar Bears as Lucas Pennington is going to check in here to the contest. He will replace Rushton. They want Pennington in there for defense. Rushton will probably come back in once the Polar Bears are on the offensive side. Cardinals need to move quickly here. Up the court to Julian. Down 6, 40 seconds left in the game, and Julian's in a tough spot, lost his dribble. There's Bischoff, they need to start finding a shot, and now might be the time you need to start looking for a 3. Bischoff to Van Meter, almost loses it. Need to look to score quickly. He stepped on the out-of-bounds line. And those are the mistakes you simply cannot have at this juncture in the game. Need to have court awareness. I know he was put in a tough spot there as he was nearly losing the ball and coming under a double team, but still cannot be stepping on the out-of-bounds line in that situation. And the Cardinals get a foul very quickly, but it might just be too little too late at this point here with 26.8 seconds left. We'll have to see.
Foul one, Andy Yazrombeck, his third. Team's 10, Ohio Northern in the penalty.
Foul be on Andy Yazrombeck, his third.
Brandon Rushton,
10 team fouls now as the Polar Bears are in the double bonus. So it will be 2 free throws here. And that one is in. So that's a big free throw right there. That now makes it a 3-possession game, barring the highly improbable 3-point shot with the foul.
Replacing CJ Julian.
As we see a few subs now, Yazrombeck coming in to replace Julian for the Cardinals. Looks like we'll see Pennington possibly come in for the shooter here, should this free throw be good. Free throw's up, and it is good. And indeed, Pennington will come in for the shooter. 78-70 now your score. Ohio Northern on top as they look to even the series with the Cardinals here. Cardinals were 79-70 winners in Ada earlier this season back on December 19th. And barring some unlikely turn of events here, they will get the victory today. Eckelberry puts up a quick 3 and he's fouled, so shot obviously no good there, but Eckelberry will have a chance to make it a 5-point game should he be able to make all 3 of these. CJ Julian is going to come back in as well for the Otterbein Cardinals. Eckelberry on the season, 86% from the free throw line. And he'll increase that statistic just a bit there. As you can see, the first one is good as well. Eckelberry is 3 for 3 from free throw line tonight, now 4 for 4, as he has 7 points. Rather cold and night from the floor overall, though, for Eckelberry. Just 1 for 7 from the field, 1 for 4 from three-point land. Typically, Eckelberry 37% from the floor and 35% from three-point land, rather. But at least he is perfect from the strike, nailing all 3 of those there. Still giving Otterbein a slim chance. 78-73 your score. 14.5 remaining, and a foul immediately there by Max Van Meter. For Van Meter, it'll be his 3rd.
Otterbein foul 32, Max Van Meter, his 3rd.
That'll set up free throws going the other way for Ohio Northern. Final score, meanwhile, in Ada, the Lady Cardinals will drop the Lady Polar Bears 65-42 in that contest. Leading scorer for the Cardinals is Maddie Miller with 9 points. Tabitha Piper added 8. Hannah Day, scoreless, over 5 for the 4. Leading scorer in the game was Morgan Dunball with 17 for the Polar Bears. 4 for 10 from the field, 3 for 7 three-point land, and a perfect 6 for 6 from the strike for Dunball. Both of those free throws are good, giving the guests 80 points on the night, leading Otterbein now 80-73. Just 13.9 seconds remaining. And Bischoff try to get some more points on the board. No, Eckelberry will. And unsuccessful in doing so. Rebound goes to Ohio Northern. Cardinals are not going to foul now. Well, excuse me, they will. Bischoff will get the foul with 0.7 seconds left, and that'll just give the Polar Bears a chance here to try to pad the stat sheet and put a few more points on the board.
22, Jake Bischoff, his 2nd.
For Bischoff, it will be his 2nd. David Kinder now standing by on the sideline as we'll have a post-game interview here with head coach Todd Adrian following the game here. Free throw is good for Taylor Kuhlman, the senior out of Ottawa Glandorf High School. 70% free throw shooter on the year is Kuhlman. At the end of tonight's game, he is going to finish with 3 points. Final score here in the Reich Center, 82-73. Ohio Northern evens the season series at 1 game apiece, and they move 1 game ahead of Otterbein in the OAC standings now, as they will improve to 5-8 in league play, while the Cardinals will drop to 4-9 and 8-12 overall. Still a chance to get into that OAC tournament, obviously, but a game the Cardinals certainly wanted to have tonight that they were unable to get. And we'll see if we can get Coach Todd Adrian here with David Kinder. And now we will get ready to send it down to David, who is joined by Coach Todd Adrian. David.
Here after a tough loss with Coach Adrian to the Ohio Northern Polar Bears. Coach, your boys came out in the second half and they had a lot of momentum. It seemed they came out very enthusiastic. Were able to cut that lead to 4 points, and then it started to seem like they lost a little bit of momentum. Could you just please tell me what you think happened on the court there?
Well, we were too far down to a team that was hot tonight. I mean, we got to come out with more enthusiasm and play like that in the first half, and then we're not in that situation to have to try and climb out of that hole. But that's the thing. We got back within 4. We got a turnover, had a layup that rolled off our hands, and that was pretty much the story of our night. That would have been a 2-point game right there, and who knows what happens then. But you just can't start off like that, especially at home. Pretty disappointed in the way that we came out. I'm not sure if our guys thought that because we'd beaten this team before, that it was going to be easier. But the reality is that every team in this league is good, and once you beat a team, that's just going to make them be more hungry to beat you back.
You guys move on. You'll play on Saturday. You'll play Mount Union. What would you like to see defensively out of your boys? Ohio Northern shot a very high percentage from the field today. What would you like to see change from the defensive standpoint to try to beat the Purple Raiders?
Well, that's the first time in 4 games that we haven't held the team in the 30%, and that's something we take pride in. And that, obviously they're just going to have to be a little more attentive to what it is we're doing. And again, credit to Ohio Northern, they spaced the floor with a lot of guards and they shot the heck out of the ball. And yeah, we could have done some things better, but at one point too, you have to shake your hands off. They hit some big shots in the first and in the second half down the stretch.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck Saturday against Mount Union.
Thank you.
We'll send it back up to the booth with Josh.
All right, thanks a lot there, David. Our coach to head coach Todd Adrian, as well as once again the Cardinals fall here in this game, 82-73 to the Polar Bears of Ohio Northern. We're taking a look at some final stats now here on the night. Ohio Northern 51% from the floor in shooting, as they were 29 for 57 from the field, 8 of 17 for 47% from three-point land, and 84%, 16 for 19 from free throws. So as you can see, nice shooting statistics there for the Polar Bears. Otterbein 41% from the floor, 6 for 20 from three-point land for 30%, and 17 for 22 from the stripe for 77%. Again, your final score 82-73 as the Polar Bears are victorious. Otterbein drops to 4-9 in OAC play, while the Polar Bears improve to 5-8. Next game for the Cardinals is at Mount Union Saturday. The Lady Cardinals will be at home against the Purple Raiders. You can catch that game right here on Otterbein TV. For David Kinder, I am Josh Overholster saying thanks for watching, and thanks again to our entire crew tonight as well. Have a great night.